everybody. Welcome to episode 50 of the Inspired Knitting Podcast. I'm your host, Bobby, and I am coming to you from Ontario, Canada. Today is Wednesday, October the 28th, 2020. I would first like to start off by welcoming any new viewers who may be tuning in for the very first time. Welcome. And to all my returning viewers, welcome back. This is a podcast mostly about my knitting adventures. There's some crochet in there and other fun things to come, some exciting things to come. But anyways, if that's your kind of thing, this is the podcast for you. If you want to find me on the interwebs, you can find me as Inspired Knitting Podcast on Instagram and on Ravelry as X Country Girl 1986X. And you can find that all below in the description box, as well as show notes for this podcast. So yeah, it's been a couple weeks for sure. I'm going to say about a month or more since I last podcasted. It's been good, but it's also been a little rough. I'm still struggling a little bit with my depression, and my knitting has been definitely a lot more. I have been getting excited about certain projects that I'm going to show you. So I have been knitting a lot more, but I'm still dealing with some other life stuff. So yeah, I'm not going to get into it because this is a positive podcast and it's about knitting. So that's what it's going to be today. So yeah, it's all about the test knits today. I am so honored and lucky to be able to have test knit for two of my favorite designers, Anna of the Bluebird Box and Cozy Up Knit Girls. So lots of exciting stuff to share. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So one of the first things that I'm going to share with you guys is a finished object. And I had two of them, but I only have one with me. So one of the first test knits that I did was for Anna of the Bluebird Box. So you can find the link below, but you can find her on Instagram as the.bluebird.box. And she has a lot of amazing patterns. Last summer, I was lucky enough to test knit one of her baby tunics, which was a lot of fun. And I saw that she did a tester's call for a new hat and cowl set that was released just, I think it was last Friday. And I asked if I could test knit, and she said yes. So thank you, Anna. So here is the pattern. It's the Spray Lakes hat and cowl. And it's an amazing pattern. It goes from baby all the way up to adult. It's a run, like a bulky weight project. So what makes this project so special is that you can use up all of your scraps, and you can hold, I believe it's 3 strands of fingering, a DK and a fingering, or she's got it all listed what you can hold to get the thickness, but I ended up using Cascade 220. That actually runs on a little bit of the thinner side. You want something just a little bit more bulky, but I was still able to get gauged, which was awesome. Anna used Custom Woolen Mills Mule Spinner 2-ply, which is 100% Rambouillet wool, and I'm just gonna do that because I don't want to give away the pattern, but that's what she used. So it's a heavier worsted or a bulky weight, but yes, it uses a 4.5 millimeter. And yeah, I only did the hat so far. I test knit the baby hat for her, and I did another child size hat for a little girl who had a birthday in our family. But here is my baby hat that I did, and I used Cascade 220, and I chose to do the 2 colors. So you can see in the picture here that I she has her hat solid, but the cowl has main color doing the slip stitches up and background color. So that's what I chose to do with my hat. I chose to do the main color and contrast. So yeah, I love how it works up. It's not color work, it's just done with slip stitches. So it's super easy and super fun. And I just love that detail and the decreases. I just think it's so much fun. So just a little note, it's not supposed to be so pointy. I misread the pattern and did one or two rows extra on it that I shouldn't have. So it's not supposed to be that pointy. That's just my mistake. But yes, I totally love the pattern. I had a little bit of laddering happening here. I was using their Haya needles, and I hope you can't hear that drilling below me right now. Somebody is drilling below us, so I hope it's not too annoying. They're Haya needles, and it's 3 short ones like this. I can't remember what they're called, but it helps you knit smaller circumferences in the round. So I struggled a little bit with my laddering there, but that's okay. I still have to wash it and block it, so maybe that will block out. But yeah, there's my hat. So I tested it for the baby size, and I got gauged, like I said, even though I used a slightly thinner yarn. But I love it. So I ended up using, for the baby hat, I used out of 100 gram skein of Cascade 220. I end up using 12 grams of the main color. And I feel bad now because I didn't bring the ball bands, but it's just a really beautiful heathered purple. And then the contrast, I only used 8 grams of it. And it's another heathered lighter purple. They're just so beautiful. And I got these at my local yarn store, the Gray Heron here in Belleville, Ontario. Hi, Karen. Karen is the owner, and she is absolutely fabulous. I love her store so much because there are several yarn stores that are somewhat local to me, and I've gone to them all, of course. But I really love the Gray Heron because she supplies such a wide range of different things. So she's got Cascade, she's got your Barocco and your domestic ones, but she also has lots of indie dyed stuff too. She has knit picks and like needles and the cases and such. She just has a wide variety of stuff, and you know me with my indie dyed yarns, I love them. So it's really nice to go in her store and see local dyers and all that. It's really nice. So I love your store, Karen. Thank you so much for having me every time I come over. Yeah, it's awesome. And I think knit nights are, because of COVID right now, everything's off, but knit nights might happen. I don't know. And I'm excited if they do, because that would be a lot of fun. Anyways, that was my little shout out. So yeah, Cascade 220. I don't remember the names, like I said, but I just used something that had contrast. So I have enough here. I wasn't sure if I wanted to make one, like another one, but I did have a request from somebody, Kaylee. She would like one in these colors too, so I'm gonna do an adult version in these. There's more than enough yarn to do so. So yeah, there is that. That was number 1. And if I can remember, I will insert a picture here of the other hat I did. I did the child size, but I used Barocco Vintage this time, and it's just a pure white hat. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the pattern. It's one of those potato chip knits where you can just sit down and you do not have to concentrate. It's a 2-row repeat, and it's super simple, and it's a lot of fun, and it actually is addicting. And that's kind of what started me back like with my knitting mojo again. I was excited about the pattern because it looked pretty, but it just keeps you going and you want to go through that next repeat, and yeah, and you want to play with colors. So once I get some stuff off the needles, I'm going to be casting that hat on, but then I would like to make up a hat and cowl set for myself because I love it that much. So thank you again, Anna. Check out her pattern. It was 50% off until Monday, but Monday has passed us now. But head on over and check it out. It is amazing. And she is going to be releasing a new mitten pattern, which is color work. It's got a Christmas tree, and you also have the options of like color work. I guess they're like baubles. I don't know how it's done, but you can do different colors. I got lipstick or a scratch. You can do different colors to make it look like it has lights on the tree branches, which is so cute. So check out Anna, the Bluebird Box on Ravelry and Instagram. So that's it for finished objects. That's the only things that I finished. I might have started and shown you guys a baby blanket on the last podcast. It was a pink cream puff Afghan for a baby. It's just a baby size. It's crochet. I ended up finished that one and already gifted it away, but I don't even remember if I showed it, but I did do that, but I don't have it. So I'm just going to move on into works in progress. I have a couple of those, and I think they're all new ones. Yeah, this monogamous knitting thing didn't stick. So the first thing I'm going to share with you is a sweater that I am knitting along with my bestie Shelby. Hi Shelby. We have both been wanting to do the throw over by Andrea Mowry for a while, and I was going back and forth on if I wanted to do the throw over or the throw back, which the throwback is the cardigan version, or the throw over, which is like a pullover. So in the end, I decided to go for the throw over, which is the pullover version. And I did come prepared today. So there it is. It's a beautiful colorwork yoke. I just love this sweater so much. So I went to the Gray Heron and I picked out some colors, and I'm going to share the colors first. So if I can find the ball bands, which should be in here. Okay, so for my contrast colors, I saw this yarn at the Gray Heron, and I've never seen it before. It is Cascade Yarns Eco Plus Hemp, and it's a 80% Pavilion Highland wool, 20% hemp. It's a 100-gram ball, 328 yards per ball, and I'm pretty sure it would fall under as a DK. So they go by color numbers. I'm not going to say them because it's just pretty straightforward. Okay, I just have to detangle here for a second. All right, so the first one that I'm using is, it's like an off-white, and it's really, really nice. It's got that rustic wool feeling to it, but it's also got a really nice softness to it. And you can tell, if I can do this without dropping everything, it's got a nice halo to it. You can see that. It's a really pretty yarn. So what I ended up doing was I split the skeins in half because I'm double stranding it. It is a worsted weight pattern, but I ended up double stranding it. So there's my first color. My second color is Midnight Cravings, and it is a fingering weight, but I'm again holding it double. And the color is Daydreamer. So, excuse me. There's the tag. Daydreamer. And there is the color. Sorry about that, guys. I just had a really bad coughing fit. Anyways, this is Daydreamer by Midnight Cravings, which is a beautiful purple with some dark plummy specks in it. So pretty. So I double stranded that one as well. And then this is my third color, which is again the Cascade Eco Plus Hemp. And it's in a beautiful burgundy. And this one, you can really see that hemp in there. You can see the lighter fuzz in it. It's so pretty. So those were my three contrast colors. And then for my main body of the sweater, I wanted gray. So I went with Cascade Yarns Eco Plus, which is 250 gram balls, 478 yards per skein. And it's just a charcoal gray. And you can see that it is thicker than worsted. It's more like a bulky, I suppose. But I really like it. So, yeah. So I will show you what I have so far. And I am now past the colorwork section. I was a little worried because colorwork is still relatively new to me. And in a sweater, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit intimidating. But I actually flew through the colorwork on this, because it was another one that was just addicting. You wanted to get to the next section. So here is what I have so far. And I am totally in love with it. It is awesome. I'm actually showing you the back of it. But anyways, it is so squishy and it is so amazing. I cannot wait to get this finished to wear it because, yeah. And it's all my colors. It is stunning. And I love the feel of all the wools and the textures. It's just amazing. So, yeah, it's a little bit scrunched up, but highly recommend this pattern. It is amazing. I am now on to the short rows. I think I have 2 more passes on the short rows, and then I do the sleeve separation. So it is coming along. Like I said, my knitting mojo has been on and off. But yeah, the color work section, I kind of just worked on this only because it was just addicting. I wanted to get through it. So yeah, I definitely want to work. I haven't been working on this one this past week because I have something else on the go, but I can't wait to put some more rows on this so I can wear it this winter. That is definitely the hopes. So that is the Throw Over by Andrea Mowry. And I love it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to share with you is another test knit. So I am test knitting a new shawl that will be coming out November the 1st, which is very, very soon. I'm just trying to find the pattern here so I can show you a picture. Okay, so the ladies over at Cozy Up Knits are coming out with a new shawl pattern on November the 1st, and I am test knitting it for them. I'm definitely not going to have it done for November 1st, but it's All That Fall. I'm not quite sure that that's 100% the official name for it, but it is a gorgeous circular type shawl. And it's got these sections of garter and eyelets, and yes, that big section there is brioche, which I am loving, and it's one color brioche too. So I have only ever done 2 color brioche, and 1 color brioche is just amazing. To anybody that's afraid to try brioche, I would say this is the perfect pattern to start with. Single color brioche is so easy, and if you have trouble with it, there are some amazing tutorials online that you can watch. Definitely try. You're probably going to fail the first couple tries, but just stick with it and you will get it. It becomes second nature. It is so relaxing and it creates such a squishy fabric. It's amazing and it's addicting. So yeah, anyways, so All That Fall, it's a 4-color fingering weight shawl, and the construction of it is amazing, and yeah, it's amazing. So first I'm just going to share my new project bag. This is from Rose Hill Yarns, and I am loving it. So I was going back and forth on some yarn choices for this. For me, normally I like wearing darker colors, and I have this set of yarns that has blues and browns in it, and I kind of wanted to use that. They call for fingering weight yarn 464 yards per skein, and I would definitely say you want to have that yardage. The other skeins that I was going to use had only 430 yards in them, and that would have been I felt I would have been playing yarn chicken, and I do believe I would have been. So just bear that in mind if you want to do it. They recommend 464 yards, so I would follow that. So I'm just going to get my yarn out first and share that with you. So I ended up ordering 4 skeins from Ginger Snap. I've always wanted to try Kim's yarn, and I'm so glad I did. She came out with an antique collection, and it's all the pinks. And I'm not normally a pink person, guys, but I don't know. It came in, like Jamie says, once pink's in your life, it's there. Well, apparently so, because it seems that a lot of my stash lately has involved pink, and that's just weird. But anyways, I saw this antique collection from Ginger Snap and I loved it. So there's 6 skeins in total. I picked out 4 of my favorites. So I will try to remember which is which here. So color number 1 that I'm using, and I only got that much left, is Vintage, which is a beautiful pink. It's a little bit darker than what it's showing up. My light is blowing that out a bit. I wonder if, one second. There we go. It's still blowing out a lot. It's a little bit darker than that. But anyways, that is Vintage. That's my number 1 color. Number 2. Yeah, I'm probably going to totally mess these up. So there's their tags. Number 2 that I'm using for my contrast, I believe is, I'm not gonna mess it up because I probably will. I should have numbered these, but I'm using Glass Slipper, Heirloom, Antique Lace, and Vintage. Vintage is definitely the first one I showed you, but here is my second one, which is a light pink with some dark speckles and hot pink speckles in it. My third color is, oh, I love this one. It is light gray with darker gray, and it's got those dark speckles in it with the hot pink. And then my third one is a light gray, which is so beautiful. So yeah, there's those two. We'll see if I can be talented enough to do this. So there's that one, and there's the little guy. So those are the colors that I am using. So how this is done, the shawl is done, you got these 4 colors. You're going to take these, I haven't done it to these 2 yet, but you're gonna take the skein and you're gonna split them in half. And the reason for this is as you're starting the sections, you're going to be using color 1, but then once you go into the next part of the pattern, you're going to be dropping one strand of color 1 to marl in contrast number 2. Then you're just going to use contrast number 2, and then you switch over and do contrast 2 with 3, do solid 3, and then yeah, it's pretty awesome. So I'm just going to get this untangled here. It's really awesome because you're holding the fingering weight double, obviously, and it's being done on a 6mm needle, so it works up really squishy and really fast. So I'll try to get the front of the shawl here. Here is what I have so far, so you can really see that vintage color. So the garter eyelet section was started with just the vintage, holding 2 strands of it. And there is the brioche that I am absolutely loving and I'm addicted to. So for that section, the brioche, you're holding 1 strand of contrast 1 and 2. So you can see it's giving it that marled effect. I love it. It is amazing, and it is giant already. Oof. I have this on a big 60-inch cord right now. It's not that big yet, but it's going to be, and I am excited about that. Oh, you guys, it's amazing. And I am just going to show you guys that brioche because that is my favorite right now. I love it. So I have 3 more repeats of the brioche to do, and then I'm on to the next section. So it does work up really quickly. There's a few days that I haven't been able to work on it, but it works up really quick. Oh, and I love it. It's gonna be amazing. And Polka Dot Creek has if you go on to Cozy Up Knits Instagram or watch their podcast, you will see the one that Sarah did, the 4 colors that she used. It's beautiful tones of brown, and there's a really beautiful gold, like a mustard yellow gold in there. Oh, I love that set so much. It's from Polka Dot Creek, and I was so tempted the other day. She did have a couple sets, I believe, still available in her shop. I was so tempted, you guys. It is beautiful, but I don't know. There might be another one of these shawls in the future because I love it. It's amazing. So check it out. Coming out on November the 1st, Cozy Up Knits. Check out their podcast and their Instagram. Sarah has posted some pictures over there. It's awesome. So yeah, do look out for that. So I hope to get that brioche section done today and start into the next, because again, it's one of those patterns where you just want to keep getting to the next part. But I'm going to be honest, I'm sad to get out of the brioche. Brioche, guys, I can't talk, but I kind of sad to get out of that part of it because it's actually really relaxing to do. Yeah, kind of sad, which is why I'll have to knit another one, right? So anyways, there's that. The third thing that I have been working on and off, I decided to cast on a Cozy Memories blanket. And I believe I shared it with you last time. I can't remember. But I decided to cast one on, and I wanted to do it in fingering weight. So at first it was just going to be, I get 50 gram skeins from Hypnotic Yarn, Cheryl of Hypnotic Yarn, every month as part of a Patreon. And at first I was just going to do her yarns in the blanket, but then I ended up finding some other minis and decided that it was just going to be a fingering weight memories blanket. So yeah, it is pretty awesome. So I'm not following any pattern in particular. If you look on Ravelry, there is, I think it's called the Cozy Memories blanket or Granny Stripe Afghan. There is many free patterns to get you started. For me, I'm just using a 4mm crochet hook. Let me see. I probably could have gone down a size in my crochet hook, but when it comes to crochet, I don't like doing anything too small because my hands cramp up. Yes, I'm using a USG or 4mm Susan Bates crochet hook. So, and fingering weight, like I said. So I cast it on 220 stitches, I believe. So here's what I have so far. And it's just one of those things that, you know, sometimes if we're heading out the door and I just want something that's easy to work on while road tripping, then this is what I grab. Or I just want something relaxing that I don't have to think about. So yeah, I'm not in a rush to finish it. It's just, yeah, I'm just enjoying it. It's exactly what it's called, a Cozy Memories. So any, I have been putting my 50 gram mini skeins in here, or half skeins from Hypnotic Yarn. I split the balls in half. Now I did do thicker stripes here. They're not all going to be thick stripes. They're just going to be added in however I like. So the colorways, I think they do come in names, but the blue, this beautiful purple color, and this one here I am loving. That is so pretty. These are all just monthly colorways that she gives. She custom dyes 50 grams gain for her Patreons every month. So she posts 3 inspirational pictures and we all get to vote on them, which one we would like. And she, whichever picture gets the highest votes is the inspiration picture she uses for that month. So yeah, these are some of those yarns. So currently, like I said, I don't remember the names, but I remember this one was inspired by a beautiful bird that had blue and black in his feathers. I just love Cheryl's take, but this one's one of my favorites. So that's in there. Here's the other one that I really, really love. It's so much fun. So there's that, and I still have more of the the purple, which this one has some green included in it. I love that. So yeah, I'm just including those in. I still have, I think 2 more from her that will be going into it. And I also have found some other mini skeins. So I just started a new one here. I don't know if you can tell, but it's just going to be a light cream that has some orangey speckles in it. I would show you the ball, but I dropped it, so I'm not going to try to pick it up right now. But it's koigu. They come in little 20-gram skeins, I think, or I don't think they're 50-gram skeins, but I found Karen at the Gray Heron has a whole bin full of koigu, and I've always seen them and I've always wanted to try it, and it's a really nice yarn. So they're perfect actually for this blanket. So yeah, I got one of those to put in it. I have this one from Hypnotic Yarn that's going to be included in there, which is another one that I absolutely love. So that's going to be going in it. And I got another set, which is actually part of Stash Enhancement. But I took a trip up to Barrie. I'm originally from Bradford, so growing up as a kid, Barrie is like 15, 20 minutes north of there. It's north of the city of Toronto. So I always went to Barrie all the time, and I always wanted to live there. Regardless, we decided to take a trip up there, and I found there's 2 yarn shops, and the one that I went to was True North Yarns. I heard the girls from the Four Sitting Knits podcast talk about that yarn shop. So I went, and it's an amazing shop, very beautiful yarns. And I ended up getting some Lizzie Ann yarns. I believe that's where I got this from. I might have just lied to you. I've gone to 4 different yarn shops since the last podcast, so I'm getting mixed up. Regardless, I might have gotten this actually from Yarn It in Coburg. Regardless, I've never heard of Lizzie Ann Yarns, but she is an Ontario dyer, indie dyer. And there is her tag. I kind of didn't want to take it out of the bag, but I ended up seeing this. It's a mini sock set. It's her soft sock set, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. There's 5 mini skeins at 10 grams each, or 42 meters, and the set is called Lemon Raspberry, and I absolutely adore it. I think I am going to take it out of the bag just quickly because it's causing too much of a reflection. And I've actually never taken them out of the bag yet. But there's her tag, Lizzie Ann Yarns. And there's the infos. Oh, you guys. And there is the mini skeins. Isn't that gorgeous? So again, pink. I don't know what's going on, but I love that one. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. So yeah, I saw this and I thought they would be perfect for my blanket. So I don't know if I want to add them all in at the same time or just mix them in. I have no idea yet. I'm kind of just winging it. Whatever I feel like working with next, kind of. I love this one too. So yeah, beautiful set. And it's a really nice yarn. Highly recommend checking her out. She is on Instagram and she does have an online shop as well. So do check them out. So I'm just gonna put that back. I have 2 cats right now around me, so. All right. So yeah, that is my Cozy Memories blanket. And again, I'm just working on that whenever, and it's bringing a lot of happiness and joy. So whenever it gets done, it gets done. It will be an amazing little throw just to have on the couch, and just something to look at, or when I get cold, put it over me. Yeah. So I'm enjoying that. So that's pretty much what I've actively been working on since the last time I podcasted. There's a couple things. My one sweater, my simple summer sweater by Hoki Locatelli that I had started. I haven't touched it, and I was kind of going back and forth on it this past week if I want to frog it. I think I am just down to the sleeve separation on it now. 2 reasons being, I love the yarn, but I'm just not 100% sure now that they're colors that I would wear. I'm being picky about it because something that I've realized is there's colors that I absolutely love that I think are beautiful together, but would I actually wear it after it's done? And a sweater is a big commitment to knit on and not wear it. So yeah, I'm kind of going back and forth on whether I want to frog that one or not, and just cast it on in something that is more doable, something that I would actually wear a lot. So yeah, I haven't put any love onto that, and I don't think it will be, yeah, I think I'm gonna frog it. So yeah, there are some things that I had going that I just haven't worked on, or that I either frogged, and I'm not afraid of doing that. Before, I used to be like, I'm committed, like I started it, now I got to finish it. But I've realized that our knitting time is very precious, and sometimes it is hard to come by. So if you feel that you don't love something, don't be afraid to rip it out, because yeah, it is what it is, right? So anyway, so yeah, that is all I have for knitting content. I am super excited because I have 2 new cast-ons that I will be starting. One of them is going to be another test knit. Jamie from Cozy Up, she just did a colorwork headband. She showed it on their last podcast, I think. So I automatically, ecstatically messaged her. I'm like, oh my God, can I please test knit that? So I am on the list for that one. So I can't wait for that to come through. So do be on the lookout for that. And I never shared this, but I am sporting my Cozy Up Knits hoodie today. I absolutely love it. I have been wanting to get one for a while, and I decided to splurge and spoil myself. So this is from Mr. Snap That. You can get all the colors. I got the pink. Again, pink. What is this? Pink. But I got the pink because it's my favorite. You can get purple for Sarah. You can get blue for Katie, green for Chrissy, and I think you can get other colors. I'm not 100% sure on that. And on the back of the hoodie, you have Kim and Colin's Team Snap That logo on it. I love this hoodie so much. It's so big and it's so cozy, and it does have the hood on it. It's a hoodie, right? I love this thing. I don't wear it as much as I would like to because I kind of don't want it to get wrecked. I know, silly, right? But I absolutely love this thing, and highly recommend you go over and check out Mr. Snap That on Instagram. He has some other t-shirts with logos and that on it, and yeah, I love it. So thank you, Colin. So that was one acquisition. I have an acquisition. I have a couple more things that I've bought. So I'm going to share this one with you. This will be another new cast on. I had a lady, a neighbor in my building. She found out that I'm a knitter and she wants a pair of wool socks. And she just wanted plain wool socks at first until she told me her love of cables. So I told her that I could do cable knit socks and she was ecstatic about it. So I got some Cascade yarn. It's Cascade 220 fingering, and I am so excited to have found this yarn. Karen at the Gray Heron has a nice little stash of this. So I think this is relatively new. I remember hearing about it, but I couldn't find it locally in New Brunswick, but they do have it here. So Cascade 220 fingering, and she said she wanted a white or an off-white, so yeah. So I got 2 skeins of it. She wants socks, so I'm going to look through my patterns. I think I want to do the cable socks by Danny of Little Bobbins. It was part of her Love Story collection. I think that's what it was called. It was 3 socks. I did 2 of the socks in the pattern, but I never did the third, which I think is called the Forever and Always socks. I had started it, but never finished. It's a beautiful cable that runs down the front of the sock, and half of the cable is stockinette and the other half is garter. It's so pretty. So I think that's what I want to do with this. So yeah. So just to tell you a bit about the yarn, I didn't do that. Cascade 220 fingering. It comes 100% Pavilion Highland wool, 50 gram skeins, and there's 273 yards per skein. So you can see the tag, and it's color number 8508 or 8505, sorry. So yeah, it's really nice feeling yarn. I cannot wait to get it started. So those will be, I might cast them on later today, I don't know. So that's one thing I got. I ended up making an order with the Little Red Mitten. I saw the girls at Forest City Knits. Now, I am not up on my podcast as much as I would like to be, but they were running a sock knit along, and I know that they were using the Leo and Roxy sock sets, which is this, so I had to get myself one. I don't know if that knit along is still going on. I can't remember, but check out the Forest City Knit Girls, and they have an amazing podcast. They're from St. Thomas, Ontario, I believe. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. But yeah, they showed this yarn and I had to get a set. So it's Leo and Roxy, and they are the Little Red Mitten yarn shop in St. Thomas, Ontario. So this is the marled sock kit, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 100 gram skein. So there's 437 yards in the main skein, and the contrast is 10 grams, 36 yards, and it's Good Vibes. And I can't remember if Good Vibes is there's different colors, so you get the mini skein with it. So there's a mini skein of white, and they've twisted in, they've twisted in the other color, so it comes out like a work sock of sorts. So this will be your main sock, and this is your top cuff. So I got the red, but they have purple, they have other colors. It's just really pretty set. So I'm excited about this. Don't know when I'm going to cast it on, but I'm excited. So I got that. And sorry about the bag crinkling. I also got a skein of West Yorkshire Spinner's Signature 4-ply, which is a sock yarn. I've always wanted to try it. That is being blown out a lot, but it's a really beautiful teal. It is not that bright, guys, but it's a very beautiful teal. So I got that to try it. And here is their pretty card they send you. And you can see their information there. So yeah, I really love it. And I hope one day I can head down there and check out their shop too. It's like I'm gonna say a 3.5 hour drive from here, I think. But yeah, so there was that. And then I noticed that Rose Hill Yarns, that's another indie dyer that I absolutely love. She's from Alberta, I believe. She did a post on Instagram, and when I saw this yarn, I just had to get it. It is her fingering weight half skein plus a contrast mini, and it's in the warm spice. And you guys, that is just the most gorgeous thing I have seen. Again, my light is blowing out that it's a little bit darker, but yes, look at those speckles. It's so pretty. So for this one, I didn't have a plan for it when I bought it. It was just like, I love this and I need it. There we go. That's more true to color now. I'm just gonna leave the light off. But I had no plan for it at all. I just knew that I wanted it. And now I'm thinking that it's going to be the headband, depending on the yardage, but Jamie's colorwork headband that she's going to be doing. So I think that's what this will become. So like I said, it's fingering weight, half skein, 231 yards or 50 grams, and the mini skein is 92 yards or 20 grams, and it is a 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So do head over and check out Rose Hill Yarns, because she has some pretty amazing stuff. Love it. So there is that. And the last thing that I'm going to share with you, I saw another update, and this was 2 weeks ago. I've lost track of time, but Cozy Posy Yarn Co. She is a local dyer here in Alston, Ontario. And I have been following Cozy Posy for a while now. I love all of her stuff. Her colors are so up my alley. They're dark, they're moody, they're fall. I just love her stuff. Never had the pleasure of knitting with it or having some, so she did a shop update and I had it marked in my calendar waiting for it. So I ended up buying 2 skeins of DK. And it's showing up more blue, but it's actually purple. I'm going to turn my light back on. It's a really unique color because if you look at it in some lights, it does look blue. But it's actually, it's got a purple hue to it. It's very unique and beautiful. I love it. So, Cozy Posy Yarn Co. And it is on her squish base, 100% fine superwash merino, 115 grams or 250 yards of 4-ply DK. And the colorway is Midnight Oil. Not sure if I said that or not. So for these two here, I do have a plan for them. Cozy Up Knits does their annual Shawl Knit Along, which gets casted on on January 1st of every year. This is their 4th annual. So it uses 2 skeins of DK, and you can do a skein of, I believe it's a skein of fingering or a skein of mohair. So I do have a skein of blue mohair. It is Full Moon Fibers. I did get that from True North Yarns and Berry, and I kind of think that it will go with this. I'm not sure yet. When I saw these, I thought they were more on the blue side, but I might just go down to the gray Heron and maybe match up another skein of mohair. But their shawl knit along will have 2 skeins of DK with a skein of mohair or fingering, and you can have you need two solids, yes. That's what they suggest. And you can either have a high contrast or something that matches for your mohair. So definitely these 2 are going to be my base, and like I said, I have a mohair possibly to go with it. So that was the plan for those 2. And then I was bad because I saw this and I had to get it. So there is her new tag, which is so cute, you guys. Look at that little sheep with his little knit socks. It's so cute. So this is her Ravelry set. Sorry. It is soft and cozy, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 400 yards of a 2-ply fingering weight. And you do get a 20-gram mini skein with it. It was a sock set. And that color, you guys. Again, I just love Cozy Posy. I don't like to play favorites because I think every yarn dyer is different and unique with their dyeing process, and they come up with beautiful colors. But Cozy Posy, I'm gonna have to say, is one of my favorites because of the colors. And that green is just so up my alley. If I could have a sweater in that. But yeah, and I might have said that name wrong. So yeah, don't know what it's going to be. It could be socks, but I always have this problem with beautiful skeins like this. It doesn't deserve to be hidden on my feet. So I might use it on something different and just put the mini into my blanket. Or Cozy Up Knits actually has their sock set shawl, which uses a full skein and 2 minis. So I don't know yet. I don't know. It's just sitting on my shelf looking beautiful. So that's just where it's going to be for now. But I had to have it. It's gorgeous. So yeah, it might have to be a shawl because that is just beautiful. Anyways, I have to stop drooling over this stuff because that's exactly what I've been doing. So yeah, that's pretty much been, that's it for acquisitions. I did get some other things, but yeah, I'm not going to share them because I kind of may have overdone it a little bit. I've been building up my stash, which is all behind me. I love the shells. I end up getting some shells. They were on the marketplace, so somebody was wanting to get rid of them. Very lucky, and I thought they would be perfect for my yarn. So I just got these bins here from Giant Tiger, and the white ones are actually part of the same set. They actually got like a moose on them. And then I end up finding, these are Giant Tiger as well. They're just black buckets, and they actually fit a lot of yarn. So that's what I have on my shelves. And there is another higher shelf. That one I'm just for now storing my books in it because I can't really reach up there. So Yeah, and then I have this one here. Also, Giant Tiger, love that store. It's right next to which is kind of dangerous. But I just use that to put some of my smaller skeins in. The other side of it is packed full of faux fur pom-poms. I went to True North yarn shop in Barrie, like I said, and they actually had a really nice display of their palms, and I got some pretty colors. So yeah, I really love that store. Like I said, we went up there for a trip, and it was nice going back to my hometown. Hadn't been there for a couple years, so it was nice. It's grown a lot, which is kind of scary how fast things can grow, but anyways, that's how it is, right? But I got to check out True North Yarns. They're on Cedar Park Drive in Barrie. If you are local to that, do check them out. They have a pretty nice selection of yarn. They have a huge wall full of Cascade yarns, and I had to sit there for a few minutes and just admire it. It was so beautiful. So I really enjoyed that trip. It was nice. Yeah, another yarn store that is local to me is Rosehaven in Picton, Ontario. It's relatively close. I think I'm going to say a 40-minute drive from us. That's another very beautiful yarn store. And also, it's been here for 3 years, but it's Yarn It in Coburg. And I do apologize, I cannot remember the lady's name, but she was super amazing. And I got to go in there, and I love her shop too. She has many amazing yarns in there, and that's where I found the Lizzie Ann yarn. That is where I found it. So yeah, it's really fun exploring my area and finding all these yarn stores. Not disappointed at all. One place I definitely want to go to is the Knitting Loft in Toronto. I really would love to meet Maria. Maria and her mom have a podcast on YouTube, the Knitting Loft. So do check it out. I really love them, and I follow them on Instagram, so I really want to meet them. So hopefully soon I will head down there. COVID has me a little nervous going to the city right now, I'm not gonna lie. So I've been staying really close to home, but maybe next summer. But yeah, it's really nice exploring the local yarn stores, and I've been slowly building my stash back up. And also I ended up seeing an ad on Facebook a couple weeks ago. There's a lady half an hour north of us. She's moving out to Whitehorse, and she's getting rid of her whole stash, and that's so sad. But yeah, I end up buying her stash from her. So a lot of the yarn, it's more your domestic yarn. So there's a lot of red hearts, there's a lot of full skeins, but there's partials as well. But there's so much of it. She even gave the contain I call them drawer sets. They're just like Rubbermaid drawer things, but it's got 6 drawers in it, and they're just packed full of yarn. Plus there was 2 huge garbage bags full. So there was patterns in it. There was Fantex, I think it's called. There was Burnett. There is 2 drawers that are packed full of the Burnett Handicrafter cotton, all different colors. The one drawer, you open it up and it's like a rainbow of color. It is just so beautiful. So I was so happy about that. So I got the fancy wools that I love, but I also got this huge collection of acrylics and that too. So one of the new exciting things that I mentioned at the start of the podcast And this is totally your fault, Mallory. I ended up investing in a rigid Headloom in Ashford. I have not used it yet. I attempted to warp it, but I didn't like what I was doing, so I took it out. I don't remember. Anyways, I started to warp it. It's not hard at all. Ashford actually has a tutorial on YouTube on how to warp the rigid heddle. So it's stupid simple and it looks easy to do. So anyways, it's your fault, Mallory, because you showed what you have done and I just had to jump in that rabbit hole. So I'm excited to bring that out and test it out and play with it and see what I can come up with. But looking at all that cotton has me thinking of some pretty exciting stuff. So anyways, that is to come. I have not played with it yet. It is not warped yet, but it is something that I look forward to doing. I have it all set up, but it's sitting in my my closet right now. I want to get my test knits done first before I start to play with it. So yeah, but I am excited. So do watch out for that. It is the Ashford has a 16-inch, a 24-inch, and a 32-inch. And I kind of mistook the size a little bit. It's a little bit big, but I can manage it. I got the 32-inch, so I got the double wide. I wanted the bigger one because with the bigger one, there's kind of no limitations. So you can make ponchos. You get to make bigger panels. So yeah, I got that. So I'm pretty excited to start using it and make some things with it. But yeah, so I haven't done any sewing. I haven't pulled out my machine yet. Just haven't had the inspiration, shall we say, to do that. But there's lots of things, lots of exciting things to look forward to. So it's all good. But right now I'm just enjoying my knitting. So yeah. Anyways, I'm going to stop babbling. I will let you guys go. So you can find detailed show notes below with all the links to the patterns that I talked about today. And yeah, until next time, guys, take care and I will see you soon. Bye.